Hey everyone, welcome back to Sengoku Basara 4, Sumeragi. Today we're going to be playing through story mode with Fuma Kotaro. Let's have a look at our silent ninja. Alright, so this is Kotaro, and he is one of the three ninja characters in the Basara universe that are playable. He's a pretty interesting character just because most of his attacks involve aerial gameplay, so he does a lot better in the air with aerial juggles and combos, and a lot of his personal abilities and inscriptions give him benefits for juggling characters and attacking them in midair instead of on the ground. He's also really fast. One thing about Kotaro that you should know is that he doesn't have a voice actor or anything like that. In fact, he doesn't speak at all. The only sounds he makes are the sounds of wind rushing and rustling some leaves. So he's a pretty mysterious character, and he's based off a famous ninja. Basically, he works usually for the people that pay him the most, the person that is the highest bidder. So in most games he works for Hojo Ujimasa or Matsunaga Hisahide, which in this case is Hisahide there in the bottom right hand corner. Hojo Ujimasa is not in this game. So in the past games, Kotaro worked for Hojo Ujimasa, who was an old man, and he was actually a pretty chill dude. He was old, and that was kind of the butt of the joke most of the time. So a lot of times he would swing his spear around and he'd like crack his back, or feel weary in his bones in the middle of his attacks and suddenly adjust his position. The other thing about Ujimasa was that he was always worried about disappointing his ancestors, so some of his moves involved cowering in fear as the spirits of his ancestors would descend upon him and like mock or berate him as he crawled around and then eventually exorcised their spirits to make them go away. So Ujimasa was a pretty interesting character, but he's actually not in Basara 4 Sumeragi. He's the only character from Basara 3 that did not return for Basara 4 Sumeragi. So I think one of the reasons why they didn't get Ujimasa to return was because they probably wanted the roster to be a nice 40 so that they would all fit nicely into the character selection screen, and they want to add one new character, Sen no Rikyu, who kind of took Ujimasa's spot, and then Ashikaga and Maria became playable, as well as all the other returning characters from Utage, so maybe they just didn't have room for him. But it's a little too bad that old man Ujimasa was not in this game, because he was a pretty funny guy. So Kotaro is one of the characters I have a more beefy weapon for. I did spend a bit of time investing in him just because he was fun to play. Interesting to note, you'll see all of his moves here are only written with one kanji, which is kind of unique for the other characters. I don't think any other characters in the game have that. Let's have a look at his outfit. So this is his default outfit. And I actually really like his second outfit here. I think it looks pretty sleek. But for today I'll play through his regular outfit just for consistency's sake. Here's another alternate outfit for Sumeragi. I guess it's based after like a hornet or a bee. Kind of interesting there. So he fights with like dual kodachi, or like two little short swords or ninja swords or whatever you call them. His joke weapon is a pair of candy floss, or cotton candy. I like how fluffy it looks. He even carries like a little container for them in the bag. Trust Basara to go all out with their joke weapons. Another thing I really like about his design is the sheath of the holster for his weapon. So you see there it's on the back, and you'll see it in the gameplay, but what he does is he sheaths one on each side, so they both go in on opposite sides of the sheath. So the sheath is actually open on both sides, which is kind of neat actually, and it creates some pretty interesting animations. Let's have a look at Hisahide. So Hisahide is kind of a scheming character, and I'll talk about his role in the games in a little bit. Some people describe him as like the Albert Wesker of the series, if you're familiar with Resident Evil. So fittingly, for the Resident Evil collab, he did get Wesker's outfit. He looks kind of difficult to recognize without that big bun-looking thing on his hair. Certainly adds a bit to his height. He's already a tall guy. So his playstyle revolves around fire, and he does a lot of attacks where he spreads gunpowder around and then he ignites it, which creates actually a lot of pretty cool effects. He's a really cool character, I just don't really play him that much. And his joke weapon is, fittingly, a barbecue lighter. So in this game, Kotaro works for Matsunaga Hisahide, which is this guy here, and Hisahide was a character introduced in Basara 2 Heroes as a villainous character. So he did a lot of kidnapping, a lot of scheming, he seemed to manipulate some of the things behind the scenes, he caused a lot of trouble between like Masamune and Kojiro kind of became a bit of a rival of his. He also caused some trouble between Keiji and Hideyoshi. So I'm not really sure why Kotaro's working for him in this game. I guess it's just because he paid him enough. I think they do team up a little bit in Basara 2 Heroes, so I could be wrong about that because I didn't play it myself. So historically, Hisahide did work with some other people to overthrow and dispatch Ashikaga Yoshiteru, who then later was either murdered or forced to commit suicide. So I think that explains why there's a lot of scenes in here where he kind of looks at Ashikaga, intrigued by him, and kind of schemes behind his back. So that probably has something to do with some Sengoku history there. He was famous for opposing Oda Nobunaga's ambition, so there were times where he actually worked under Nobunaga, but then he did defy him and rebel against him, and I believe in the end Nobunaga did kill Hisahide, or like Hisahide was forced to commit like seppuku or something when he was being besieged by Nobunaga. And when Hisahide was about to die, he asked his son to destroy his head and prevent it from becoming used as a trophy, and his son also destroyed this like priceless tea kettle that they owned, which apparently Nobunaga really coveted before his death. The reason why I'm saying that, which is kind of a weirdly odd detail, is because in the Basara games, Hisahide is shown to be behind Mitsuhide's betrayal of Nobunaga. He convinces Mitsuhide to betray Nobunaga and kill Nobunaga, and then in Basara 3, it is I think it's revealed that he convinces Mitsuhide, or at least lends his knowledge to Mitsuhide to manipulate him into resurrecting Nobunaga so that Hisahide would get a chance to kill him again in revenge for destroying his priceless tea kettle. So again, another really odd detail, but I guess it has to do with actual historical things as well. In fiction, Hisahide is usually portrayed as an old scheming man, but apparently, like his actual self in fiction, he was like tall and handsome and educated and a patron of the arts. So again, I don't really know that much about Japanese history, so that may or may not be correct. Either way, he's a fun character, even though he looks kind of wacky. Like I remember when I first saw him, he was missing from Basara 3, but he came back for Basara 3 Utage for his first playable appearance as a villainous character, and he was portrayed as being very strong. And I found that really weird because he looks so odd. Like his hair is in this like cut off like Japanese samurai kind of bun look tail thing. I don't know the actual name of it. And he's got like a weird like beard going on there. His outfit is not really conventionally like intimidating or anything like that, but I've kind of grown to like it. It just really fits him so well, which is kind of strange to say. Something else I want to note before we begin is also Kotaro saves in Basara 3 Tsuruhime a few times from certain death, and as a result Tsuruhime has developed a crush on Kotaro, and of course he doesn't reciprocate because he doesn't talk. Another interesting thing about Kotaro, which I find is really cool, is that, well, the fact that he doesn't talk, you would think he doesn't get much characterization, but it's actually pretty funny, because in Basara 3, usually Hojo Ujimasa, the old man, usually speaks on Kotaro's behalf, where he explains Kotaro's actions, and so Ujimasa's trying to make an alliance with Ieyasu, and so in his story mode, he asks Kotaro to send his letter to Ieyasu to convince him to let him in on the alliance. And because Kotaro doesn't talk when he does any of the stages, everyone thinks like, oh, this ninja's appearing, he's really strong, he's not talking, so he must be here to come get us. And so they all attack Kotaro, and he doesn't respond to clarify the situation because he can't talk. And so you get to the point where he's like fighting Ieyasu, he like nearly kills the guy, like knocks him down, has like a dagger to his throat, and then Ieyasu closes his eyes thinking that he's done for, and then he opens them just to see that Kotaro is holding like a letter of invitation in front of him, and he's like, oh, you were here to form an alliance, haha, how funny, we thought you were invading, just kidding. So, you know, even though he doesn't talk, he does have some funny moments as expected of Basara and some interesting characterization. Let's go have a look at him in story mode.
Sa, 行こうか、フーマ。ここにいたか、フーマ。命じておいた信しがりもつつがなくとは、いや感心。案ずるな。明日からの手応えは格別だ。何せあまたに起こる戦火の内を渡り歩いてもらうのだから。そう。帝によりて招かれし乱世、その幕開けだ。どうだ、フンマ。K が撃つべき相手は実に強大だろう。まあ、挑むのは随分と先の話になるだろうがね。何も案ずる必要はない。K はそのまま薄れゆきたまえ。
ダビー教の愛の集いへ
ようこそ。
Let's enjoy! ザッピザッピザッピザッピザッピザー。
Alright. Isn't Kotaro such a great conversationalist? Listening to Hisahide talk to himself. Hisahide has a really intimidating manner of speech, actually, which is kind of cool. So I'm surprised we got this stage with Soren and Motonari right off the bat, because usually it's kind of rare, and to get it first stage is a little bit unseen for me. Let's do this stage since we haven't done it before. So again, this is a special stage. It's Soren's stage, Zabi Land, but now he's partnered up with Motonari, who has seemingly given him to his Zabi brainwashing that he did in Basara 2. So usually Soren stages that have other characters on them have a lot of boss characters. So there's usually Muneshige, and I believe Kanbei and Shimazu, and I think Shikanosuke maybe even, are all in this stage. So usually there's a lot of bosses, so it's hard on the higher difficulties because there's a lot of enemies. But I have it on a kind of a medium difficulty, and Kotaro's pretty strong, so I think we should be okay. Hopefully we'll get some funny cutscenes out of it. And yeah, Kotaro, you can see he's running here instead of on a horse like a lot of other characters in their story mode. I remember watching a video of Basara 3 when Kotaro was doing the horse race against Masamune, and someone beat Masamune on horseback using Kotaro on foot. So he's like the like the fastest character in the game in terms of running speed. So let's have a look and see how this goes.
Sorin様、何者かが宝物庫に。
なんですって？ザビーランドの運営資金を狙うとはなんて罰当たりな。行きなさい、ザビー四重士。信者の血と汗と涙の結晶、それはお金。せっかくアイドル引き換えに吸い上げたのに。
Alright, so I forgot that. In this stage, you start off with a whole bunch of money, but every time you get hit, you lose money. So the goal is you don't want to run out of money because you actually get to keep it at the end. And I think there's an achievement if you don't get hit at all, which is probably not going to happen considering I haven't done the stage in a while. Let's spend some time showing off Kotaro's moves first, shall we?
あれほどの武将を揃えるとは、ザビー教はもはや脅威。この資金を持ち去り、弱体化させねば危険ですぞ。
Okay, so I have a special inscription equipped on Kotaro, and it makes it so that he has additional critical hits in midair, so his midair attacks will do more damage, which is usually his playstyle anyways. It also makes it so when he taunts, he creates little tornadoes. So here's his taunt. So here's his regular attacks. See, look at the way he sheaths his kodachi at the end. I think it's really stylish. Because they go on either end of his sheath like that, that's pretty cool. So if I hold the attack button down, he'll teleport and reappear midair, which is really useful if you knock someone in the air. You can switch to midair combat. Oops. Partway through, so I can like hit, and then teleport at midair. Here's his triangle move. So this is his like bread and butter air juggling combo, so you'll knock people into the air, and it's also a grab, so if you hold it, if the enemy survives, he'll kind of jump on their head and like slit their throat open. If not, then he'll fall towards the ground, like this, with a kick. And then if he catches anyone with his kick, he'll grab them with his foot and then like windmill them around, which deals AoE damage. It looks pretty stylish. And then here's his guard animation. Teleport. So again, if I press the button, he can teleport in midair. And then he has this attack. It's basically a counter move. I can never really get it to work right, but if anyone attacks him during it, he will counterattack and disappear and slash at them. Then I have, oh yeah, this move. So he kind of disappears and becomes a cloud of shuriken. Pretty cool. So he's one of the few characters that gets an aerial juggle move. Most characters in midair, their neutral attack just does like 1 or 2 hits, but he has like a whole bunch. I think it looks pretty stylish. You see, if you look really carefully in part of it, he actually attaches his blade to his foot, and then he like kicks and spins around with the blade attached to his foot, which is pretty stylish, kind of like Raiden from Metal Gear. You can also do this in midair, so if you try to double jump, he'll kind of charge forward. It's a really good maneuverability move, just because you can get around the stage really fast, but like if you let it linger too long, when he stops, he has to kind of pause in midair, which is kind of annoying. And then you can also do a heavy attack in midair, which he just kind of drops and slams his feet to the ground. For his R2 moves, his first one, he creates like a seal on the ground, and then it sucks enemies in, does some damage. This one he creates a giant shuriken and spins it, and it kind of floats in place for a bit. And then the last one, this one is a grab. So he'll grab and do a Kizuna drop. he'll grab them and spin them in midair and drop them on their head, like the classic ninja grab that like Ryu Hayabusa and like Strider Hiryu do. Okay, let's I want to show off his moves, but I'm kind of afraid of getting hit too many times, just because this stage involves money. Oh well. Let's just do the best we can. So this is Soren's Zabiland stage, except we're going through it in a different order, so the bases have been kind of rearranged a bit. Yeah, that's another attack. I forgot to show off his moving attack. Pretty cool. Oh, there's Munishige. Oh, yeah, I already got hit a little bit. Ow! I tried to do a grab. Okay, maybe not on Munishige. Oh, see, there we go. You like grab his head between your thighs and slit his throat. Kind of like the assassinate move for ninjas in Final Fantasy XIV. Did I get him? Oh, he's over there. Ow. My money! There we go, there's a grab. See if I can do this one. There we go. Oh, wasn't on Munishige though. I'll ask Hisahide to help me out. Oh, he's got me in a grab. Ow! There's also a lot of money guys on the stage that drop extra money. There's also like yellow ninjas that pop out of the ground, and if they hit you, you lose your money. You can actually make a lot of bank doing this stage if you're set it to like a lower difficulty and actually play it with a character that you can do well with. Ow. See, look with this clash animation from Munishige, he's just guarding me, and yet he's holding his own. Kind of a neat touch. Like the opposite of Hideaki. Oh, come on. Gotcha.
Matsunaga no Jin ni anta ga iru toka sa. Joudan da ro.
Let's try to do the other grab. Oh, that didn't work. Need more enemies to do the cool kick thing that follows up. There we go. So you grab them with your foot and you spin them around. That's pretty cool. Who's up next? Oh, it's Shimazu. I'm gonna save my Basara attack.
やはり剣の腕は与えられるもんじゃなか。おいは違った剣豪を弔う方法が欲しかった。それがなんとここにあったとね。おまはんにもザビー教直伝ザビーラップを聞かせてやんだ。レッツザビー。
Shimazu's another heavy hitter, like Munishige. I want to use my counter attack, but I'm kind of scared to try it because counter doesn't work very well.
なるほど。つまりあなたはザビーランドの経営方針を学びたいと。あはっ！伝説のソードマスター、チェストシマズが破られるなんて。
doing pretty well.
宗重様のおひげをお守りに入れると効果抜群。
He's so fast sometimes that...
希望の入信コースはどれなのですか?
I did his counter attack without realizing it. See, try it again. Hit me, losers. Okay, not you. Everyone else hit me. Oh, there we go. It was blocked by that pole, though. Not you. See, I don't understand the timing for this. I guess it has to be during this part, right? Or you can just not hit me, I mean, I guess. Hit me, cowards. Oh, there we go. Okay, enough playing around, I guess. Let's get some money.
ソーリン様は怒っても怒らなくてもこんな感じです。私の代わりに立派な信者になってください。
The thing about Kotaro too is that he's really fast, as in running speed, and he's good at aerial attacks, but he's a little bit squishier than a lot of the other characters in the game. I just have a strong weapon on him, which is why he's not as squishy. Kanbei, hello. Another heavy hitter character. Oops, I wanted to... Ow, no, let me do the Kizuna drop on you. How come you're not this good when I'm fighting you, Kanbei? Come on. Or when I'm using you. There we go. Kizuna dropped him with the whole, like, ball and chain flying behind him. Maybe I'll use my first Basara attack just to show it off. I want to lure him here. Okay. Too bad the stage is kind of dark, so it's hard to see. His Basara attack is a bunch of rapid slashes, and he finishes it off with a big double shuriken. I like how these ninjas look like they're dressed in like clown outfits. I'm not super great at using Kotaro because the aerial juggles are kind of hard to do in a crowd, but it's still super fun to use. Ah. Get rid of a bunch of these bomb guys so they don't explode on me. It's funny in games how a lot of times you fight like characters with bombs and whatever, if you kill them and they drop their bomb, the bomb doesn't damage you. It's only if they like drop it of their own accord that it damages you, because for some reason that makes sense. I know a few games do that. Okay, oh gosh, this guy keeps avoiding me. There we go. the newest addition to the Zabi group.
春様探しの潜入捜査とはいえ悪の手先になるなんて。
バンビは草食なので
Oh yeah, so
ややなありですね。
Shikinosuke is
ザビザビザビザビ。あれ、おやさん、僕に何かつぶやいてました。あれ、まずいっす。気づかないうちに僕自身が洗脳されてす。
so Shikinosuke's Zabi nickname that Soren gives him is Bambi. I guess because he has a pet deer that helps him in battle.
有望な若手信者をよくも。バンビ、ナイス信仰心でしたよ。
I think you maybe couldn't see it, but when you kill Shikinosuke, his deer companion, Oya-san, walks up to his dead body and like curls up next to him for a little bit, and then before he despawns, which is kind of sad actually. You can't actually target Oya-san. You can only like stagger it and stop it from attacking. Which is kind of nice, I guess, in terms of they didn't want any animal abuse in this game, I suppose. Although in Sumeragi they added that extra stage where you fight Oya-san with all the animals, so I guess the point is moot. Whoa, whoa. Look at those abs, man. I just wanted to point out how tall this Zabi cutout is, it's so big. Okay, let's meet the dynamic duo here. It's so weird. Oh, there's some giant tanks here. These are the same ones from Basara 3 that Soren fights on.
この手に握られた日輪の意味。これは
共有庭をたしなみたまえ。
I also just wanted to point out that it's so weird seeing Motonari and Soren happily dancing, and you hear like Soren's theme music play, which sounds all intimidating.
我は乱世を救う愛の使徒。
Love that death animation.
お前なんか洗礼名長くしてやります。
You're still alive.
貴様はここで我らの愛に出会う運命だったのだ。なんてことを。殴るならザビー様を殴りなさい。ザビー様。ガク。
Sell some weapons. This music's so somber and a little intimidating.
Fuma, 空など眺めて一体どうした？虚空の先に 趣深いものでも見つけたかね。風を頼りに敵でも察していたならまあよし。しかし何かに思いを馳せていたならば困りものだな。望郷、石爆、そのようなものはKには必要ない。それらは K を気迫の淵より遠ざけるだけだ。完全の奥を照らしうる 不完全へと至るため私の期待を裏切らないでほしいものだな、フーマ。
Let's have a look at our next stage selection.
竹中半兵衛が秋を大友と同じく欧州にて挙動手配者です。
Okay, let's have a look. There's Maria stage, Yoshiaki, and Sanbei. I don't feel like fighting these three right now. Let's do Maria stage. It'll be a little easier with Kotaro since he's fast. I can catch up to all those running dudes with the packages. I'll show off Hisahide in the next stage.
姉上、また見境もなく各地の宝を取り寄せたのか。このままではまったく姉上は人使いか。貴様は一体まさか姉上の2を狙う族か。威力走行。私は赤い自然の神長政、この国の守護者だ。
ほら、わらわの美しさ以上に大事なものがあって、何か言ってないで早く受け取ってきなさいな。
Where'd that guy go? There he is.
このようなことをしている場合では。
そんなのどうでもいいから早くなさい。全部受け取り終わるまで帰ることは許さないわよ。
やむを得まい。マリア様、最上名産千歳紅の献上です。少し色がくすんでいるな。姉上ならば捨てかねん。松永殿の護衛か。ならば
Pretty strong. I can knock them out in like one hit.
その調子で頑張って。
Ow! Stop it!
我
Ah!
のために。
お任せくだされ。どうやら続々各地の宝が運び込まれている様子。かくなる上は奪って儲け、敵の士気を下げましょうぞ。我が軍を阻む者なんてありはしねえ。
ねえ、誰かお願い。新しいお花を摘んできて。あら、いい串ね。あと3つほど揃えましょうか。
姉上、せめて1に1つくらいは。
Ah!
あら、
I hate
あな
that.
たのものにな
It's
る
so annoying.
わらわをとろけさせてくれるなら考えてみるね。これ、こういうだ。1使っちゃダメ。
少しくらいだ。いや、ダメだ。耐えるのだ。1。よし、今が勝機。これを逃すまいぞ。
フーマもケイラもこの世からこぼれ落ちゆくのだよ。
This guy's getting close.
それがし才の目に見限られた。ただそれだけよ。
あなたたちってどうしてそんなに。まあいいよ。
Nice.
見えましたぞ。あちらこそ
Can't
敵の
jump
泣
that
きどころ。
cliff.
南蛮菓子ね。
Go this way.
わらわはこちらの方が好みよ。中政様、一も欲しい。
すまぬ。姉上から譲り受けられる気がしないのだ。
20頭後には黒羽一つ。なるほど。 これが伝説か。
マリア様、この宝物と恋文をお受け取りくだされ。
はいはい、分かったわ。お前たちわらわを喜ばせたくないの？悲しい。あなたたちはなぜ一を望むの？一対一にどうしてほしいの？あなたなら教えてくれるの？
お詫びします。
Which way was I going?
長政様、また姉様のことばかり。一もお手伝いするわ。
最後に主が勝れば、それで我らの勝利を。
活木スペシ浅井長政、輝く剣、我が胸にあり。
うるさいわ
Oh,
ね。
they just released another.
見事だったよ。あんたあとは俺たちが。マリア様、九州より良質の反物が届きました。これで城一つが姉上の布置き場に。
This guy's getting close. Ah!
彼らの勝利を
Bit closer than I
私
thought.
と共に祈ろうではないか。
もっともっと働いたら
Whatever.
ご褒美をあげ
Do
る。
I want to take back the base?
わらわ
Oh.
の特別な舞よ。
マリア様、最後の品をお持ちしました。今すぐお運びいたします。
いけない部下ね。わらわをこんなに待たせるなんて。
Yeah, a little bit of time.
いたの極悪人だ。長政様の前に突き出せ。もうダメだ。失礼、取り乱し申した。
どうしましょう。きっと長政が悲しむわね。
これで引かぬとは、敵も必死というわけか。
Gotcha!
ここで命を散らすわけには参らぬ。退却する。
やめて、お願い。長政様に群がらないで。お前たちもっと働いて。アリさんの方がもっと仕
Oh,
事し
I
て
don't
る
know who
わ
I should
よ。
get first.
ですよね。
These guys are close. Oh no, that guy's getting close. Oh, whatever.
散々しごかれてきた
Ah,
のだ。
no, don't miss.
姉上にな。
何か言った？
私を仰いでくれたまえ。眼前の
Oh no, I might not be able. No, one got in. That's okay. Again, easier with 2 players if you do this one. Oh, this guy's. Oh, whatever. There's only a couple left, it's not a big deal.
戦はまだ終わってはおらぬ。
情のかけらも伺えないな。そう導
I
いた
hate
の
that
だ。
lag after you whiff an attack.
あまりはしゃぎすぎると子供っぽくてよ。姉様がみんなを働かせろって。ごめんね。ほら、正義が悪に負けてもいいのかしら。それとも負けた方がいい？一長政、わらわはしばらく献上品をめでるわ。お客様のお相手よろしく頼むわね。
真っ赤な疲労を与えた。拙者
I
は
love that leg grab attack.
ここで。
姉上、突然何が。待たれよ姉上。姉上。
さらばだ、友よ。
異なるどこかにてまた会おう。
早く終わらせた
Oh,
ま
how
え。
dare you.
次の戦場が待っているよ。
主よ、どうか無事に逃げおせてくだされ。
脆いのね。あなたの心の表れかしら。
Oh, another cool thing I think is if you attack in midair, you can hold the attack button down and he'll. Oops. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. I know there's a way to. Oh, there you go. So if you press this move in midair, he'll automatically teleport straight to the ground, which is actually pretty useful. I should probably do that more often.
Yami to Horo no Hazama yori, iza! Maiyagare! Saishū seigi! Gi! Gen! Sokudan! Kuchi o hasamu wa aku de aru!
まったく姉上め、どこまで恥をさらせば気が済むのだ。許せ一、嫁入り先がこのような。
長政様は悪くないわ。悪いのは
Don't. Ow. Let me do this. There you go. Got him cornered.
もし思う通りに旗を上げられたならば、どんなにか。
It's so sad to hear her shout his name as she dies.
空を自在にかけたいと恋願ったからこその経過。なるほどな。
Stylish.
いかに姉上とて過ぎたるわがままは悪。総員加速。右に回って撤退せよ。
騒がしいわね。品定めも満足に。あなたもまたわらわが欲しくて手を伸ばすのね。
It always amuses me like how beautiful she is, and you see these feet. They're rendered so well.
あなたはわらわを奪うにふさわしい。いいわ。ちょうど物足りなかったところだもの。あなたという名の献上品、わらわが受け取ってあげる。あなた。
Oh, yeah, juggle her in the fire then, I guess. It's fine.
物欲しげな口元を見ればわかるわ。
さーて、そいじゃ俺も行きますかねっと。
Look at that double grab.
この私ですら読み取りがたいと感じる思考。それこそKが極まってきた証だ。胸を張りた
ね。何度だって追いかけてきてね。それがあなたの宿命。わらわがそう決めたのだから。
うすうすと感づいてはいたが、Kの内側に救いしその記憶、実に目障りだな。所詮は人世の夢、忘れ去るに任せるつもりだったが、どうやらさまつと流すべきではなさそうだ。Kほどの者がいいダクダクとあの牢屋に従っていた理由、 滅びゆく小田原にて慶と牢屋が体験せし日は慶を一点の曇りなき不足とするためそのあたりを探るとしようか。極めて手数なことだが。
What a great conversation partner. Like a silent protagonist that everyone just kind of nods along and imagines what you're saying.
最上軍が
我が輩ついに欧州制覇。素敵紳士のひげに不可能はないのである。
沢山城は少数の手配者です。氏政
Okay, cool. We got another new stage that we haven't seen before. So this is a new stage added for Sumeragi, and it's Yoshiaki, but he's on Masamune's stage. So he's kind of taken over Masamune's stage, and he, if I remember correctly, he like jumps around to different places. You gotta chase him, and while you're chasing him, he'll drink tea or something like that to increase this like power gauge, and if it reaches maximum, he turns all golden and becomes like Super Saiyan Yoshiaki for a little bit. So let's have a look at this one, and maybe we'll try Hisahide out a little bit, and hopefully he doesn't die because he's weaker than Kotaro.
Oh, そこの君、電話の神と欧州三代、素敵紳士たる我が輩にぴったりなのは一体どちらだね。
The man, the myth, the legend.
ようやく手に入れ
Oh,
た
we're in a boss fight right away.
にぴったしを
Where'd he go?
見渡す限り我が輩は紳士的休養があるのでお先に失礼。ほれ。
Maybe I don't have time to use Hisahide. I gotta get to Yoshiaki before he drinks his tea. Okay, where am I going? Okay.
そういえば聞いたことがある。ヒゲを極めた紳士はとんでもない跳躍で逃げ回ることができると。
No! Okay, now we gotta figure out where he went. That's gonna bring me there.
さあ、短大様。この超自由競争ヒゲビンビン玄米車でより素敵に逃げ回るのです。
追いつくなんてズルしたね。ズルは我が輩だけで結構だよ。
Kataro's so fast sometimes he misses his target and then I don't know where to go from there.
欲がなければ人は生きてはいけぬ。それが真理。
Where does this bring me? That's not where I want.
これを飲めば
I don't think I have a choice though. Okay.
追いつけません。さあさあ、超乳酸菌卵黄夢虫玄米茶をどうぞ。
That's here. Does this one bring me there? Yes. Tea for you.
気づかないのかい？我が輩がまだ2割の力も出していないことに。
好みの茶葉をお申し付けください。すぐに立てます。
I can't see Hisahide. You're filling up my screen with your gunpowder. Where'd he go? Did he get away?
キツネ取りの筋肉痛がもう
There he is.
たよ。
負けに片足突っ込んでるがまだ両足じゃねえ。好き嫌いしてちゃ素敵に逃げられませんよ。
I like how he's got like a T meter up there at the top in the shape of Yoshiaki.
もうダメだ。
I'm gonna get to him quickly. That's not where I want to go. Uh-oh, he's filling up. Where am I going? No, that's not where I want to go. Oh no!
我が輩最高じゃ。
説明しよう。玄米茶の力が最大にな
Okay,
っ
he's
た
coming to me.
吉
That's
田は荒ぶる紳
a
士
good
を
thing,
達成し
actually.
珍しく自分から相手に向かっている。
Wow, he's really powerful now.
なるほど。
三代様、おひげと
Can I just
襟元と
Basara
体
attack
勢
him?
が揺れております。
He's like got super armor.
ところでこの全自動茶柱付き湯飲みをあげてもいいのだよ。
Wish I remembered the map a little bit better where to go.
逃げながらも健康のことは考えませぬとな。今日これ一杯で一月分の野菜入り玄米茶召し上がれ。
紳士の顔も3度までだよ。
Hisahide, I appreciate your help, but you're knocking my enemies away.
松永様は前にも増して多く語られなくなった。
欧州国は気候にあげるよ。国なんてなければ地の果てまで逃げられるよ。こう
That was a pretty fun stage.
調べさせてもらったが驚いたよフーマ。K が自発的に手を差し伸べる、そんな過去を経ていようとは。座して死を待つ牢屋を K は密かに連れ出した。そして知られざる地に見事かくまってみせたのだ。単なる気まぐれではなさそうだな。K の希釈を果たすのは存外に骨が折れそうだ。しかしフーマ、少し K そのものに興味が湧いてきたな。K は一体何者なのか、どこからこの世に訪れたのか。
近海に巨大な地下道。近頃は手配者です。氏政様である。
Okay, so here we get to the split paths again. We're gonna do the blue drama route for Kotaro, since I think it's more interesting than his other one. So we haven't seen this stage yet. This is the Maeda stage. So we fight Toshiie Maeda, Keiji Maeda, and Matsu. And if I remember correctly, it involves rice balls of some sort. Or maybe I'm misremembering from the Basara 3 stage. Matsu's known pretty well for making pretty good rice balls, and she uses it to heal her allies a lot, so let's give it a try. And let's actually test out Hisahide on this one.
K は果たして何者たるか。まあ今はいい。どの道答えはしないのだろう。さあ本題に移ろうか。フーマ、加賀を火色に染めてきたまえ。ここに息づく者どもは揃って偽善を好む悪癖持ちでね。気迫足らんとするKを決して認めはしないだろう。おそらくはあの手この手で取り込まんとしてくるはず。そんな彼らを壊してこそより打つ方に近づけようものだ。 万が一これで K が色を取り戻すようであれば、まあそれはそれで仕方ない。さあ行きたまえ。いい結果を期待しているよ。
さあ新生前田軍の出陣だ。行くぞ松刑事、腹を決めろよ。
So this is actually also Katsui's stage, but slightly changed the order and changed the lighting. Okay, let's have a look at Hisahide. So you'll notice right away, see the bottom of my screen is burning? If I switch, you'll see he's just kind of got this fiery effect around him. So some moves of his give him like a buff that increases his attacks, and you can see that he has the buff because the screen's on fire, which is kind of cool. I have a special item equipped that makes it so that he is always in this mode unless I toggle it off, so he's just always going to be powerful. So the thing about Hisahide is he's really intimidating, and when he first got released playable for Basara 3 Utage, his first trailer shows him only walking like this instead of like running or jogging. So he looked pretty, like this is his kind of run or jog. But the trailer just shows him going like this and attacking, and people thought that he only walked and wasn't able to run, but he looks pretty intimidating. You'll see like the way he walks with his one hand behind his back and his sword out, like look at his attacks. It's pretty intimidating, and like I really like his character design and like the way he moves. Like he just seems like a final villain, kind of important and powerful, like so full and confident of himself, hand behind his back. So as you can see, he spreads out some gunpowder, and then certain attacks of his will light it on fire, and enemies covered in gunpowder will explode. If I hold the attack button, you can actually throw out gunpowder in the middle of his moves, and then again ignite it. If any enemies catch fire, they'll take extra damage. Here's his other attack. Kind of like dashes forward. He also likes to snap his fingers a lot to cause ignition, like Roy Mustang style. Pretty cool. Here's his guard. He's got like some like teleport step kind of thing. It's kind of cool. So this attack I can charge up, I think. Pretty cool. And I have this one. And this one. That one's actually pretty cool. And at least behind this fiery volcano. His R2 moves are also pretty cool. So this one's pretty fun actually. It's a grab attack, and he'll grab the opponent's face and then lift them off the ground with one hand, and then he'll kind of clutch at their head and then explode them. It actually looks pretty cinematic, and I found that you can kind of chain it, because the second the enemy falls to the ground, you can just do it again and you end up grabbing them again. It's kind of cheap. Here's another one. Create a big ball of gunpowder, and then he ignites it. And then his third attack for R2 is the one that does this flame effect. So if I press it, it just turns off the effect because he has it active. If I press it again, now it's back. So I think that move and his Basara attack are the only ones that trigger this effect, the burning screen effect. I can switch back to the grab move since it's kind of fun to do on bosses. Let's give this a try.
Oh. 悪い、暦をつけ間違えちゃって。刑事、
まったくそれがしが大将の何たるかを。あんた物騒なもん持ってるね。もし松根ちゃん、お説教は後ほどってことで。あんた北条のじいちゃんとこの風磨さん。よかった、あんたにことつてがあるんだ。ついこの間俺んとこに文が届いてさあんたがじいちゃんを助けてくれたんだってな。なんでも処刑寸前の北条殿をかっさらったそうじゃないか。
Trying to AoE them, but it's kind of hard.
刑事、ここは任せて本隊を呼びに行け。トシ、でも
しっかりなさい。あなたは前田軍の大将なのですよ。
分かった、任せたよ。
Oh, I forgot. It's like a chasing stage. You gotta chase
一旦戻ってもてなしの準備してく
Matsu
れよ。
or Toshie.
分かった。
Oh, no! I want to get to the base before she does. Take it over. I don't remember what order they go in,
ひどく悔いておられます。
so I'll just
自分は皆を見捨ててしまい
speed at them.
合わせる顔もないと。
Oh.
わかるぞ。お前もまた前を向いている。
Alright, and since we don't have the man ladders that you see on Katsui's stage, you can't easily traverse some of these cliffs. Oh, here's Keiji. Ow. Here's Toshie.
今の小田原を
I'll
通
just
す者
kill
は
him here.
誰もいない。詰めていた豊臣を独眼流が追い払ってそれきりだ。やはり
Let's do my
どんな
grab
に離れ
attack.
ても小田原が心配なのだろうな。
Oh, wrong target.
近々あの場所に帰りたいとそう記してあった。
No, so I keep grabbing the wrong guy.
本当はお前探しを手伝ってくれって書いてあ
At
った。
least it does AoE damage.
いやー、
There we
怪我が
go.
省けて助かった。
All the stages, all the bases have been taken over, so... Wait, where'd he go? So you'll see some enemies get coated with gunpowder with some of my attacks. And that basically makes them susceptible to fire attacks.
どんなに悲しいことだって風が連れ去ってくれる。お前のように澄んだ風ならなおさらだ。
Oh, I forgot to show off this attack. I forgot his like bread and butter attack, his just neutral attack. Spreads all this fire around. He's also got a pretty badass Basara attack, which I'll show off from the boss. Ow. Stop it. Where'd Matsu go? Did she disappear? Hisahide is pretty fun to play actually, just because he's pretty cool. that's up there. How do I get there? Oh, this is a dead end for me if I go this way. Definitely went through this stage the wrong way.
一人が宝、無理はなりません。
へい高らかに舞う、これぞ前田高い高い隊だ。
Oh, come on, let me do my cool attack. Birds attacking me! Ah! One of Matsu's attacks is she summons birds, so that's probably where that comes from. Oh yeah, that's a good explosion. Don't knock me out of this. Yeah.
風向きが変わるまで存分に楽しもうじゃねえか。
Where do I want to go? Get the squad leader. Or the KG's trying to take back the base. Or, unless that's Matsu, I don't know. Oh, Matsu can also summon bears, so there's a bear! Oh, I am stunned. Ah! Ah, the bear! The bear! Yeah, that must be Matsu then. I can't get off this cliff to catch her though. Here she comes. Fire everywhere. I think it's a pretty cool way to utilize fire attacks with Matsunaga. He doesn't look like the type to use fire, but he is. And you see a lot of characters use fire in games, but he does a unique way of doing it.
国を背負う重みなんだよな。トシ、松姉ちゃん。行くぜみんな。前田軍総大将前田刑事。マカリトール。
Where is he? Oh. Let's use my Basara attack on him. Hopefully. Where is he?
何はともあれ、あんたが見つかってよかった。何のつもりだよ、風磨さん。そういやあんた、孫一と同じ傭兵なんだってね。
That is so cool. Like a slow slash, spread some gunpowder, slow slash, spread some gunpowder, teleport to the side, teleport to the other side, teleport behind, and then snap your fingers and just have everything explode. Look like a badass doing it.
忘れちまったわけじゃないんだろ。俺もあんたの話をよく聞いたら、こっちも嬉しくなるくらいに幸せそうだった。
Like a chain and grab on him. Kind of cool.
あんたとじいちゃんが培ってきたあったかいもの。
And then I'm just gonna immediately grab him again. You're not escaping. This is so cheap. Oh, he got away! He jumped!
こりゃち
But
い
not
ち
for
ゃんも
long.
自慢したくなるはずだよ。
It's a very brutal looking move.
俺の刀待った持ってくなってばおい
Let's do the Basara attack again. I didn't even get a win cutscene after that. Was it because I was playing as Hisahide? I don't think so. There's that rockin' good music track again. I really like this one. Oh, no talking either. Maybe they'll talk after I select the stage. So Tsuruhime stage, I figured out how to do this one after not remembering last time. So you do just go and ring all the bells, and you're not on a time limit. I think you get a bonus if you do it faster, but then once you ring all the other ones, then the last one opens up. So the locations of the bells are semi-randomized, so some of them will always have bells, and some of them will sometimes or sometimes not have bells. So what I'm going to do is Kotaro, I'm just going to beeline straight for the bells. See how that goes. And again, remember, Tsuruhime has a crush on Kotaro, so they have a kind of unique boss cutscene interaction.
これは少年の太刀だな。打ち果たした証のつもりか、あるいは宝の献上か。まあとりあえず収めておくとしよう。過剰なまでに血濡れているのが気にかかるがね。さて次なる試練だが、伊予河野の預言者を知っているな。図らずもKに情を抱いている節のある幼子だが、そんな相手だからこそ失う上ではおあつらえだ。
くせ者か。待て、姫御前は今お祈り中だ。鈴を鳴らして邪魔をするわけにはいかんぞ。
壊れたからには仕方がないな。さあ、応じてやりたまえ。
Okay, there's one down here.
実は北条のおじさまからも頼まれてました。居場所を占ってくれ、一生のお願いじゃ。で、そんなわけですから、一緒におじさまのところへ行きましょう。はあ、これってまるで身内の方にご挨拶。
そのあたりにしておけ。
Oh no, I missed.
血の匂いに気づかないか。
I'll come back for that one later.
久しいな、フーマ。小田原以来かつての決着、ここでつけさせてもらう。覚悟はいい。
なんで孫一姉様と宵闇の鐘の方が。お願いです、二人とも。喧嘩はやめてください。
日々お前とこの男がどんな関係かは知らないが、これは共和だ。金で雇われ血をすする抱きすべき敵だ。
I hate those priests that slow you down.
その方が以前私を助けてくださったんです。
ああ、諸
I can't
君
get
だ
back up
か。
from here.
邪魔にならぬ程度にしていたまえ。
Kataro's ideal for all the jumping, platforming, but sometimes you overshoot it with this ninja flying skill of his. So try not to run too fast so I fall off the
世の中腹を
platform.
ならぬ時もあるか。
Where's the other one? Is there one there? Oh.
乱世の共有。今度は何を企んでいる。我らの未来は我らが選び、あまたの戦場を切り開く。それが最下の生き様だ。
Okay, there's one right below me.
闇の羽の
Oh,
方、
right there.
あの日助けてくれたのもただの偶然だったんですか。
Just take out a bunch of these guys.
もしあなたが本当に人よにあだ名つ
Hey,
けたなら、
Magoichi.
力を貸してください。姉様、おじ様、卑弥呼様。
松永久秀。狙いは姫の宝。いずれにせよ利用できると思うならお門違いだ。
安心したまえ。そんなつもりはかけらもないよ。ただ少しフーマのためにその身を捧げてもらうだけだ。
虚無の闇がお前を捕らえた。そうだ。逃げろ。
Let's find those
お前
last
の手には
spells.
負えない。
嫌です。姉様を置いて逃げたりなんてできません。
明日は晴れるな。
Ah,
雲もこの場に
see, I overshot the staircase. Okay, so there's no bell there. Okay, I gotta not overshoot this one. Oh, the rice guy just jumped.
やつめ
There we go.
8つも鈴を
Is there one here? I missed this one. Silly me. Okay, there's still one there. Oh, there you are. There, I opened up the last one. So it's on the back of the ship.
声の扉が開かれたぞ。古の宝を隠せ。
Come back. Yeah. Oh no, I overloaded. Oh my god. I have to wait for it to cool down, it's so long! I forgot there was a cooldown, so I was just shooting haphazardly. Oh, I totally had that. There we go. There, I get a little reward for getting all the bells. Might as well clean up all these guys. Since there's no bases on this level. See this cutscene between Kotaro and Tsuhime.
ご神託がありました。あなたは嵐を
Well,
呼ぶ
that's
雲であ
strange.
ると。
There's a cutscene between the two of them.
ズババババババーッと振り払っちゃいます
Maybe
よ
it's because of story mode, you don't get to see it. Okay, I guess we'll do it in free mode after.
目を覚ましてください夜闇の羽の方あなたは絶対そんな人じゃなかったはずです
先とやらがありながら何も見えてはいないのだな。この際だ、まずは現実。
ごめんなさい北条の王子様宵闇の羽の方
なるほどな。K は価値ある虚無と思っていたが、どうやら私の見込み違いだったようだ。ならば急ぎ次なる K を調達するとしようか。ではごきげんよう。
What a violent teleportation.
あっちは確かもしかしていってらっしゃいませ宵闇の羽の方
Man, I was hoping to save the trouble of showing you Tsuruhime versus Kotaro's cutscene by doing the story mode, but I guess it overrode it in this case. So maybe we'll go to free play mode and quickly do that. Do like a speed run of Tsuruhime's stage. So this story mode was also kind of short. It was only 5 stages instead of 6. But we got to see a lot of new stages that we hadn't done before. That was kind of nice. Especially some rare ones like Yoshiaki and Soren. Right, normally they talk here, but Kotaro doesn't because he doesn't have a voice. So there you have it, Kotaro's story mode. Let's speedrun a Tsuruhime stage. Show you the cutscene. She appears on a few stages, but I'll just do hers because it's fastest. It's around here somewhere. Skip the cutscenes. Okay, speedrun!
少しめしませ卑弥呼様この国の先を見せてください
どうやら先見の巫女は奥にこもっているようですな
卑弥呼様はリンリンとおっしゃられていますあれ
姫御前が鈴の音に気を取られてしまう祈祷の邪魔じゃ姫御前の邪魔をさせるものか
夢のごとき K が彼らに現実を教えるか
Thought it was in one of these rooms.
いや無情
姫御前に会うならわしの許可を取るのじゃ
卑弥呼様
Oh, there it is.
孫一姉様みたいに私を大きくしてくださいなるほど卑弥呼様各地で戦乱の目を摘めばいいのですね
少々騒がしくなるかもしれぬが心を乱すな
There's the one there.
あやつは北条に仕えていたあの忍びだ
間もなくですご神託がもうそこに
木は来たさらなる速さで追い詰める
承知つかまつった
Okay, don't see one there, so there's this one.
乗り込んでくるだけはあるか認めよう
This one. Oh,
我らの未
Makuichi
来
already.
は我らが選ぶ
何度鳴らしても姫御前の心は揺れないぞ
Oh, won't let me jump this fence.
我らも援護
Oh, where am I?
いいだろう今がキロ
鈴の音が7つご飯の時間ですね
Oh, already.
卑弥呼様私この国の女王
Can I go face her without facing Magoichi? Oh, God, I'm slowed!
うさんくさいの姫御瀬が幸せであればそれでいいのですよ
Okay, there we go. That's how you do the fast travel with Kotaro without the pauses between the jumps. What a cute little daydreaming cutscene. Speedrun!
違うそいつは侵入者だ
昨夜落ちたあの星私だったのですね
Magoichi didn't even get here. That was too fast. So there we have it, Kotaro's story mode and a little extra bonus from Tsuruhime. Thanks so much for joining me today on Let's Play Sengoku Basara 4 Sumeragi, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye!